What if I told you that the same hormone responsible for your 3 a.m. anxiety spirals is also secretly sabotaging your weight loss goals, destroying your sleep quality, and aging your body faster than you ever imagined? And what if I also told you that most people are unknowingly triggering massive cortisol spikes every single day through seemingly innocent habits that the wellness industry has been telling us are healthy? Today, we're going to completely shatter everything you think you know about stress management and reveal the hidden cortisol triggers that are literally stealing years from your life. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap to naturally slash your cortisol levels, melt away stubborn fat, and transform your energy levels in ways that will shock everyone around you. But here's the catch. Some of these methods are so counterintuitive that your brain will actually resist implementing them. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the science of cortisol control. And I promise you, this information will change everything you thought you knew about managing stress. Let me start with something that will blow your mind. Your cortisol levels right now are probably 3 to 4 times higher than they should be, and you don't even know it. See, cortisol isn't just about feeling stressed out at work or dealing with traffic. This hormone is literally hijacking your metabolism, disrupting your sleep cycles, and creating a cascade of inflammatory responses throughout your entire body. The scary part? Most of us are living in a state of chronic cortisol elevation without even realizing it. Here's what's happening inside your body when cortisol runs wild. First, it's telling your liver to pump out glucose constantly, keeping your blood sugar elevated even when you're not eating. This creates insulin resistance, which directly blocks fat burning and forces your body to store everything as belly fat. Second, elevated cortisol is destroying your sleep architecture, preventing you from entering deep sleep phases where your body naturally produces growth hormone and repairs cellular damage. Third, it's suppressing your thyroid function, slowing down your metabolism to a crawl. And fourth, it's creating chronic inflammation that damages your blood vessels, ages your skin, and increases your risk of virtually every disease known to modern medicine. But here's where it gets really interesting. The biggest cortisol triggers in your daily life aren't what you think they are. Sure, work stress and relationship problems contribute, but there are hidden culprits that are probably shocking your system with cortisol every single day. Let me reveal the 5 most dangerous ones that almost everyone gets wrong. The first hidden trigger is intermittent fasting done incorrectly. Now, before you click away thinking I'm anti-fasting, hear me out. Intermittent fasting can be incredibly beneficial, but most people are doing it in a way that sends their cortisol levels through the roof. If you're combining long fasting periods with high-intensity workouts, inadequate sleep, or high stress levels, you're creating a perfect storm for cortisol chaos. Your body interprets extended fasting as a survival threat, especially if you're already stressed, and responds by pumping out massive amounts of cortisol to maintain blood sugar levels. The second trigger is morning coffee on an empty stomach. I know this one hurts because we've all been there, but drinking coffee first thing in the morning without any food is like throwing gasoline on your cortisol fire. Your cortisol is naturally highest in the morning as part of your circadian rhythm, and caffeine amplifies this response dramatically. When you combine this with an empty stomach, you're creating a massive spike that can keep your cortisol elevated for hours, disrupting your entire hormonal balance for the day. The third hidden trigger is over-exercising, particularly high-intensity cardio. Exercise is supposed to be healthy, right? Well, yes and no. While moderate exercise actually helps regulate cortisol, excessive high-intensity training becomes a major stressor. If you're doing intense cardio sessions longer than 45 minutes, or if you're doing high-intensity workouts more than 3 times per week without proper recovery, you're essentially training your body to live in a state of chronic stress response. The fourth trigger is blue light exposure after sunset. Your circadian rhythm is incredibly sensitive to light cues, and when you expose yourself to blue light from phones, computers, or LED lights in the evening, you're disrupting your natural cortisol decline that should happen as bedtime approaches. This keeps your body in an alert state when it should be winding down, leading to elevated nighttime cortisol that destroys sleep quality and prevents proper recovery. The fifth, and perhaps most surprising trigger, is chronic undereating or restrictive dieting. When you consistently eat below your body's metabolic needs, Especially if you're combining this with exercise, your body interprets this as famine conditions and responds with elevated cortisol to preserve energy and maintain vital functions. This is why so many people hit weight loss plateaus and actually start gaining weight despite eating less. Now let's talk about the solution. The key to naturally lowering cortisol isn't about eliminating all stress from your life, which is impossible. Instead, it's about supporting your body's natural stress response system and teaching it how to recover effectively. Here's your complete action plan. First, let's fix your morning routine. Instead of reaching for coffee immediately upon waking, start your day with a cortisol-supporting breakfast within the first hour. This should include quality protein, healthy fats, and some complex carbohydrates. Think eggs with avocado and berries, or Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds. This combination helps stabilize blood sugar and prevents the morning cortisol spike from spiraling out of control. Wait at least 30 to 60 minutes before having your coffee, and when you do, make sure you've eaten something substantial. Second, implement strategic breathing techniques throughout your day. The most powerful tool for immediately lowering cortisol is controlling your breath. Practice the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Do this 4 times whenever you notice stress building. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system and signals your body to shift out of fight or flight mode. Set reminders on your phone to do this every few hours. Third, optimize your exercise approach. Replace excessive cardio with a combination of strength training and moderate walking. Strength training, when done properly, actually helps improve cortisol sensitivity, while walking is one of the most cortisol-neutral forms of exercise. If you love high-intensity workouts, limit them to 2 sessions per week maximum, and always follow them with proper recovery protocols, including stretching and adequate nutrition. Fourth, create an evening wind-down ritual that supports natural cortisol decline. Starting 2 hours before bed, dim all lights in your home and switch to warm amber lighting. Put away all screens or use blue light blocking glasses. Engage in calming activities like gentle stretching, reading, or meditation. Consider taking a warm bath with Epsom salts, which provides magnesium that helps relax your nervous system. Fifth, prioritize sleep quality above everything else. Your body does most of its cortisol regulation during deep sleep phases. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep in a completely dark, cool room. Use blackout curtains or an eye mask, and keep your bedroom temperature between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're having trouble falling asleep, try the progressive muscle relaxation technique, starting with your toes and working your way up to your head, tensing, and then releasing each muscle group. Now let's dive into nutrition strategies that specifically target cortisol reduction. Certain foods act as natural cortisol modulators, while others can send your stress hormones skyrocketing. The key is understanding which foods support your adrenal glands and which ones create additional burden on your system. Anti-cortisol foods include fatty fish rich in omega-3s like wild salmon and sardines, which help reduce inflammation and support healthy cortisol rhythms. Dark leafy greens provide magnesium and B vitamins that are essential for stress hormone production and metabolism. Berries, especially blueberries and blackberries, contain powerful antioxidants that help combat cortisol-induced oxidative stress. Nuts and seeds, particularly walnuts and pumpkin seeds, provide healthy fats and minerals that support adrenal function. On the flip side, you need to be aware of cortisol-spiking foods that are sabotaging your efforts. Refined sugars and processed carbohydrates create blood sugar roller coasters that force your body to release cortisol to maintain glucose balance. Excessive caffeine, especially later in the day, can keep cortisol elevated well into the evening. Alcohol, despite feeling relaxing initially, actually disrupts sleep quality and interferes with natural cortisol regulation. Here's a powerful nutrition timing strategy. Eat your largest meal earlier in the day when your cortisol is naturally higher and your metabolism is most active. This supports your natural circadian rhythm and prevents late-day eating from interfering with cortisol decline. Try to finish eating at least 3 hours before bedtime to allow your digestive system to wind down properly. Let's talk about supplementation that can support healthy cortisol levels. Magnesium glycinate taken before bed helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system and improve sleep quality. Ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb that has been shown in studies to significantly reduce cortisol levels when taken consistently. Phosphatidylserine can help blunt exercise-induced cortisol spikes and support recovery. And high-quality fish oil provides the omega-3 fatty acids necessary for reducing inflammation and supporting healthy stress responses. The psychological component of cortisol management is equally important as the physical strategies. Chronic worry, negative thought patterns, and unresolved emotional stress keep your body locked in a state of perceived threat, maintaining elevated cortisol levels regardless of your physical health practices. Practice mindfulness meditation for just 10 minutes daily. This doesn't mean you need to sit in lotus position chanting mantras. Simply find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. When thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment, and gently return your attention to breathing. Studies show that consistent meditation practice can reduce baseline cortisol levels by up to 23%. Gratitude journaling is another powerful tool. Spend 5 minutes each evening writing down 3 specific things you're grateful for that day. This practice literally rewires your brain to notice positive experiences rather than defaulting to stress and negativity, which helps lower overall cortisol production. Here's something most people don't realize. Your social connections have a massive impact on your cortisol levels. Humans are wired for connection, and chronic loneliness or toxic relationships create sustained stress responses. Prioritize spending time with people who energize and support you, and don't be afraid to set boundaries with those who consistently drain your energy. If you found this information valuable, I need you to do me a favor right now. Hit that like button to let me know this content is helping you, and make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest health optimization videos. Also, share this with someone in your life who's struggling with stress or weight issues, because this information could literally change their life. Now here's your homework for the next 7 days. Choose just 3 strategies from everything we've discussed today, and implement them consistently. Don't try to change everything at once, because that itself becomes a stressor. Focus on your morning routine, your evening wind-down, and 1 nutritional change. Track how you feel each day, noting your energy levels, sleep quality, and overall stress levels. I guarantee you'll start noticing improvements within the first week. The transformation you're capable of achieving by mastering your cortisol levels goes far beyond just feeling less stressed. You're talking about unlocking sustainable weight loss, dramatically improved sleep, clearer thinking, better mood stability, increased energy, and significantly reduced risk of chronic disease. This is your pathway to not just managing stress, but thriving despite it. Remember, your body wants to heal and find balance. Sometimes it just needs the right tools and environment to do what it's naturally designed to do. Comment below and let me know which strategy you're going to implement first, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into optimizing your health naturally.